Hi folks, it's Keith Beardsley, VE3SVQ, and once in a while VA3KEI, sometimes in contest and sometimes when using QRP. What I want to talk about today for new hams, and these are people just getting started, just got their license, maybe their first radio, so nothing fancy, nothing technical. What I'm looking at today are these QSO parties. Now these are fun, these are very relaxing, they tend to be small. Very often it's one state at a time. Sometimes a group of states will get together, such as this weekend. You can see that happening. And it's a great way to break into the contest mode, a great way to make contacts, and a great way to sort of get your feet wet, trying to figure out how all this stuff works. And it can be scary when you first get your license. We all get that. We've all been there. So what I want to talk about here is, again, QSO parties. These are essentially, most of them are small. They're run by a state. For instance, today when I'm doing this, there's one for Delaware, there's one for Indiana, and there's one for the New England states where they're having a group one. So if you're collecting awards such as Worked All States, and on the Canadian side, you've got Worked All Canada, and there's all sorts of different awards out there. But for Worked All States, these are really easy. You know when the state is going to be on, you know when there's going to be a lot of operators on, and usually you can get a fair number of contacts, and one of those will confirm for you, so you've got the, you can add that state to your award. So they are fun. Now, to find them and know when they're coming on, that's always the issue. In my case, I use the contest calendar by WA7BNM, all right? He has an excellent site. He does an 8-day one. He has all the way out to perpetual. He even has a section on there just for these type of QSO parties, the state QSO parties. So it's a very handy one to use. Now, what I like about his site, he not only has the dates, he has the times that that these contests are on. You'll have the exchange you're supposed to use, whether it's 5-9 Ontario. You'll hear me later using that one. The bands that particular contest is for, whether it's single sideband, CW, any of those different things, they're all on that one page. So I like it because everything's in one spot. I can plan ahead, so I know what's coming up next weekend. Now, one of the things you're going to notice in these, all of the exchanges are pretty much pretty similar. So in our case, it's going to be 5-9 Ontario, and that's where I happen to be from. The American ones on their side will very often do something a little bit more different. They'll say 5-9, they'll give their state, and they'll give the county in there. So if you collect counties, you've got, you have an ability to do so. If you're collecting states, you've got that as well. So very simple. Now, the thing to remember with all of these is that, one, you have to get it right. You have to have a lot of patience because all you hear is yourself calling. You're going to hear maybe one or two other voices on there as well. But very often on the other end, there's a pileup. And all that operator can hear is essentially a wall of noise. And this is something you all need to experience at one time or another. Just a wall of noise. And they're trying to pick out your call sign. They may get part of your call sign. They may get all of it. They may only get a couple of letters. So you have to listen to what they say as well, because they'll come back to you and say, I hear, VQ or something like that. So you've got to be on the ball, and you have to be ready for it. You keep your exchange short, you keep it simple, because many of these people are competing in a contest. They want you to get in, make your report, and get off so they can move on to the next person. So easiest way, find a station that's out there. Tune it in, because when you tune it in, you're going to hear the operator, you're going to hear how they're calling, you're going to hear their pattern. Their pattern is the most important thing. So when you're listening to them and you see how they respond, how they pick up calls, are they picking up the very first call? In other words, are they grabbing the very first person that presses the mic? Is that the one that they're going to go with? Are they going through, are they waiting, trying to pick calls out? In other words, maybe 3 or 4 people you'll hear call, and then there's one person, number 4, and that's the call he grabs. So when you broadcast and you try and contact them, listen to the pattern. And you'll see after, I'll give you a couple of actual examples from yesterday. But this is all it is. So the QSO parties are a lot of fun. I can get into pretty well all of the states all the time. So this is something it's great for if you're just starting out. So take a look. I'll put on my radio here in a minute. It's an ICOM 7300, so you'll see that screen. And I'm using, it's going to be a little wobbly because, quite honest, I was holding the phone in one hand and trying to work the mic in the other.
Charlie X-ray 59, Washington County, Vermont. Thank you, 59 in New York. Is that WAS? Yep, Whiskey Alpha Sierra Victor Tango. Thank you. Flight set from Kilo India 1 Papa.
Victor Echo 3 Sierra Victor Quebec.
Ending in Quebec.
Victor Echo 3 Sierra Victor Quebec.
Is it Victor Echo 1 Sierra Quebec?
Not quite. Victor Echo 3 Sierra Victor Quebec Sugar Victor Queen.
Quebec, ending in Quebec.
Victor Echo 3 Sierra Victor Quebec.
Victor Echo 3 Sierra Victor Quebec 59, Washington County, Vermont.
Roger, thank you very much. You are 59 Ontario.
USL, thank you. QRZ from Kilo India.
So that wraps up this very short video on QSO parties, what they're for, what they're about. I hope you take the opportunity to try and dial into some. If you don't have a radio yet, maybe find a ham in your local community who will do it. There's lots of good hams in the radio clubs who will help you out. So Keith Beardsley, VE3SVQ, wishing you 73. Have a great day.